Alright, what's good, gamers? It's your boy, Stevie Blunder, back again. Very special segment today, July 4th weekend. We've got two very special guests that we're going to be trying to interview. Well, I guess we're kind of in that process already. But anyways, we've got Jeff Leonard, we've got Jason Leonard, the Wonder Duo themselves. Could you guys please give a brief introduction for those in the audience who might not be familiar? Hell yeah.
Jeff Leonard, I'm famous for one thing only, Mystic Mind. And Jason showed me the card, and that's been it. That's all I do now, Mystic Mind. Go ahead, Jason.
And that's about all I did. Show him Mystic Mind.
Yo, Dad, check out this fucking funny field spell card.
That's the extent of it, pretty much.
The legendary PPG incident.
And that was so funny, Steven, when we did the Jeopardy game show with you, and you even had the clue, and I wasn't even able to buzz in and say Mystic Mind. So I
had to
bait. Right.
I had to bait you so hard into getting at least one of them.
But you know what? You did have a Silent Wabi question, which I got.
That's true.
And you did have a Goddess Skull's Oracle question, which I got.
I am very proud of you for that.
I'm proud of him too.
Let's go.
Hey, we would have won that thing too if it wasn't for Vlad. You know,
Vlad is kind of a monster.
He's crazy. I mean, we had Coder and we had Farfa. We had them just beat, like crazy. That was no problem. But it was Vlad that was the problem.
Now, all I'm saying is that based on somebody's suggestion in the PMs is that every question where we end up having to talk about Mystic Mind, I'm taking a sip of an unknown substance. Whether or not that substance is purely water-based, I will leave to my lawyers. But yeah, I think there's no better way than to just like hop into the questions. But yeah, let's just start with some basic ones. Like, what got you what got you guys both into Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, I'll start, and Jason can chime in.
Sure.
But this goes way back when he was little. I mean, we're talking 3 or 4 years old, and he was just watching the TV show one day and thought, hey, this is cool. And the starter decks had just come out at that time, and we're talking 20 years ago. And if you remember, the Yugi starter deck and the Kaiba starter decks had just come out in the stores, and
way back.
Way back, we bought those and played those, and
that was a good Christmas.
Yeah, that was a great Christmas. And Jason, I'm sure
Thanks,
you
Dad.
were Yugi and I was Kaiba, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah.
Nice. But yeah, is that like where it all started, like for both of you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yep, that was it.
And,
I think
over the years we bought packs along the there was a Books A Million where you could go and buy packs, and there weren't in our area there weren't a whole lot of game stores or like that, but the Books A Million you could go and buy packs and play in little unorganized tournaments and win some prizes and so forth. So that's what we did early on.
I think my introduction to the game was like I didn't have like cable or anything growing up, so I had so I only had like the playground. So I only had like the playground talk, like what the hell is this Yu-Gi-Oh thing?
Yep.
But then I think when I was like 12 or like 11, I think my dad took me to Sports Authority, and I saw the Zombie World Structure deck, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this?
Now what year would that have been?
I have no idea. I was like 11.
Zombie World was cracked though.
Dude, Zombie World is the best field spell. You cannot outside of like Mystic Mind, of course.
Of course.
Right.
Outside of that.
That comes in second.
But yeah, it's but yeah,
so
like
you were 11 when you started then.
Kind of like I had the structure deck, and that's where like I learned the rules, because like I actually just like read the rule book like some kind of nerd.
Yeah.
But then what happened after that? Like I just never had anyone to play with until 2 years ago, where I entered community college, and like I was working on my associates for transfer, and I just saw the nerd group in the corner, and I'm like, oh my god, they're
Yep.
playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I gotta fit in somehow. So I
Yeah.
played some. So yeah, that's more or less peer pressured into playing the deck, into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's where it all went downhill.
Oh,
Well-
that's a good start.
And Jason can tell you about this, and I'm sure it's for the same for you, Stevie. I mean, his friend group is Yu-Gi-Oh players. That's where he's
yeah.
met, so many of his friends and people at college. There was some Yu-Gi-Oh players at college, and I mean, this is just what they do. They all have common interests, and it's just a great game for your generation, I think.
Yeah, everybody has a lot of similar interests who plays.
I'm just looking at. I have the deck profile on in the background. I've just realized how many expensive cards are in Mystic Mine. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, and you have to have prosperity now. I mean, that's just that's
$5
just a
million
must.
deck.
Yeah, you have to play prosperity. You have to play Lightning Storm.
Oh no.
I mean, that's just a must.
Yeah, it's only gotten more expensive.
Yeah, but okay, let's just take a step back. Let's spend a minute and talk about the current meta. I am really ticked off that Striker is back.
Yo,
really
everybody
upset,
hates
Steve.
Engage.
I'm really upset. The last format was so good. I could just pick these guys apart, and now here's Striker back. So I think I'm back to the drawing board again.
I think, last format, if you banned maybe, 2 cards, the format would have been, arguably perfect. In my
very
opinion.
good.
Yeah,
Very
it was, you just banned, maybe LP. Actually,
Yep.
LP didn't really change much. But, maybe ban, LP and maybe just, some floodgates. And, the deck would have been, not, floodgates, but, floodgate hand traps. And the format would have been, beautiful.
Yeah, Jason was saying the other day that it was pretty the 3 major hits that it took. What were they, Jason? Dragon Link took a hit.
Yeah, Dragon Link took a hit. Zoo Tri-Brigade took a hit, losing
Yep.
Trident. And then, of course, Pure Zoo took a hit, because
Right.
that deck really liked Trident.
Yeah. Literally did nothing going first, outside of, Vespinato Pass, maybe.
And then we thought
That's full combo now.
True.
and then we thought Orcus could get Harp Horror back. That did not happen. And then
that
Jason,
pisses me off.
yeah, and then Jason played Dino, of course, and then it gets the hit with Misk. So
Yo, rip Misk.
I literally bought the deck in paper. after Miss got hit. I'm like, well, I guess I'm playing this deck.
I mean, it's still good, just don't get ashed.
yeah.
That's fair. I mean, the deck always did lose to Ash, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're usually just passing the Ash and then getting OTK'd.
Unfortunate.
But what we're seeing right now out of these early tournaments is a lot of Striker. A lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Striker, Salamangreat, just these decks that back in 2019 that have already been basically optimized after literally a year and a half of competitive play.
Right.
People are just oh, I just swap out these slightly worse hand traps for these slightly better ones. And that's just sort of the progression that these decks have taken.
Now Striker has Zeke and Rose, though, for their shiny Engage.
That's true. We don't talk about those.
Zeke, oh my god, that card is annoying.
Striker's still the buy.
Off this nib. It's still the buy, but...
Well, yeah, let's see if you pull that back out, Jason.
One
Striker's the
one
buy.
Striker's the
CSM
buy
later.
coming back.
One Chalice Line monthly later. Damn, bro,
Yep.
these Striker players got hands.
But anyways, bottom line, it was tough for me before. When Engage was gone, I could take care of it as long as I have Field Barrier to not allow Area 0 to come out on the field, and then I just make sure I can handle the afterburners and the multi-roll. But now it's too much to stay ahead of, and I
fair.
really cannot with my Mystic Mind deck beat the current Striker. I just can't do it.
Well, I guess if you ever wanted to play Mystic Mind, you could just go back. You could just play Striker with some copies of Mystic Mind. That's an option, technically.
Now, are the current top players, are they having Mystic Mine in their decks, or are they staying away from it? Are they just?
I think they play like one copy, like as they always did.
It's like one copy.
Okay. So that's the other thing. I got to make sure that these striker players don't get Mystic Mine banned either. I have to make sure of that. That's disaster. Okay.
Every top 8, Jeff's just gonna immediately scoop so that I have to keep the win ratio down.
That's right.
He's gonna have like 8 cards in hand. Opponent's got like a pack of magic cards. It's like, why are you scooping? You're gonna win.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, don't worry about it. It's a good game.
But anyway, I guess it's going to be an interesting format. We've seen all. The key is diversity of decks, and we've got that still. And I guess that's to do with hand traps, and because we have so many hand traps in the game now, you're going to get a number of different decks that can compete.
You know, all these decks now remaining 15 hand traps and siding into 21.
Yes. Peak gameplay.
Half the deck is now hand traps.
This is what God would have wanted.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has got it then.
Just the 10 commandments, the good book, and literally just 18 hand traps. Alright.
Oh god.
On to like the next question. We got a lot of these. We got like a lot of these.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We better start banging these out, Stevie.
Oh hell yeah. Don't worry, take as much time as you need. But like what would you guys say are like your biggest inspirations or like role models within the community?
Jeff Leonard.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Dad.
You know what though? It is the amount of support we get from people that say, hey, it's great to see a father-son playing together. You know, my dad's not interested in anything I do, and it's great to see you guys, you know, that you found something that... And that's what we did. You know, I played sports with my dad, and I think your generation is not sports heavy, so Jason and I really had to find something that we could do together, and we found this game, and it's been perfect. And his group of friends has allowed me to come into their group and treat me as one of their own, and it keeps me young, and it's just a really cool deal. Not to get too sappy on you or anything, Stevie.
Nah, that's adorable. That's adorable. But yeah,
well, listen to this. I saw a comment one time that said, "My dad went out to get me a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and never came back."
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be hitting different. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
So anyway, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah. All right. I want to actually touch up. I actually want to like talk about the sort of like fame, like the sort of like quote unquote fame aspect regarding your guys' like previous, I guess, infamy for this deck, as well as just like the whole dynamic.
Right.
But
you know, of course, Mystic Mind players get total hate. I mean, really hated, right? But for some reason, people have allowed me to play the deck and not just get upset, you know, too bad. And
not too bad.
That's been great. Not too bad.
You'll
But,
still
you know
see a
what?
little salt, but most people let him get away with it.
They let me get
That's
away
fair.
with it, Stevie. Yeah, and but in terms of the fame part, I love when people come up and have me sign Mystic Minds, and that's just my
Nice.
favorite part of the whole thing. It's just really, really cool when that happens. And you know, if we show up to you know, a local event and somebody is from out of town and they see me and they see Jason together, it's just a really cool deal.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Would you guys say like after like, you know, a couple of your guys' deck profiles and sort of being like a household duo within like the Yu-Gi-Oh community, do you guys ever feel like any sort of like personal fame or like stardom in that regard? And like if so, like how does it feel? Does it feel like overwhelming? Does it feel like surreal? Or do you just like haha, nice? Or just like anything?
No, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead and take that one.
Well, it hasn't gotten to the point where we're recognized outside of a Yu-Gi-Oh setting, so it's not like overwhelming.
We
but-
can go to any target in the world, Stevie, and we're not recognized. Okay.
I mean,
It's no
Target is
problem.
a pretty big demographic.
But now Jason online is through the through the different tournaments he's done well in, CMO's tournament, MBT's tournament, PPG tournaments. Farfa has talked about Jason a lot, so I know he's. What are some of the things that have happened for you, Jason, on there?
I get some DMs on Discord, like after I people saying, "Hey, you and your dad are really cool," stuff like that, and that's always nice to see comments like that.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, do you guys personally see yourselves as like Yu-Gi-Oh celebrities or Yu-Gi-Oh personalities in any way?
You know what? I don't think that's really sunk in yet because of the pandemic, and we haven't been able to go to a YCS or really a big regional for that matter. We haven't been able to do that yet.
That's fair.
So I think when that happens, Stevie, that might be when we see some more of that. But as of yet, with the pandemic, and did we just see that organized play is beginning again? Or have they announced that they are going to have organized play again?
For I think OTS stores that have been cleared and have whatever local guidelines lifted, they're gonna try and restart it on the 15th of July. From what I've heard.
But yeah, we're excited about going to a big YCS event. We've never been to a YCS, and we did go to the national tournament in Dallas a few years ago. Was that 2018? Yeah, 2018, which was really neat. So yeah, that's what we're looking forward to.
Definitely. Yeah, I really, but yeah, I honestly thought you guys would be, I honestly thought, this question would either go one or two ways, yeah, hell yeah, I'm the bee's knees of this, I'm the bee's knees, everyone should bow down.
No,
or
no, nothing like that. Just people like to come up and say hi, and we'd love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's always, always just, the small wholesome moments.
Yes.
But let's see. Do you guys have any particular standout experience with fans or strangers as a result of this? Any good experiences, any bad experiences, anything?
It's all been good. Who was the guy? There's been some when we played in the PPG in Orlando. Who was that, Jason, that came up and talked to us just out of the blue? Do you remember?
Not really.
Okay, but there just be guys from different countries, even, Stevie, and that's a big part of playing in these online tournaments, the PPG tournaments, and we'll talk to people from what, Jason? Serbia, Brazil, Croatia, Australia, just all around the world. If Mystic Mind comes up, there I am. So it's been pretty neat to see all around these comments come in from all over the world.
That's fair. Yeah, I honestly thought that you guys would have. Yeah, I honestly thought there would be maybe a really particular standout experience, but if there's nothing wrong with that.
Let's see. Who was it in? Did I beat when I was playing online and beat the guy Jack Verma? I think I played Jack Verma in an LCS, and then somebody commented that they love me in Germany. Just love me.
Love that comes out from Germany.
Yeah, lots of love. I think I'm kind of like David Hasselhoff.
That's a descriptor.
That's an interesting comparison.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But that's probably the highlight.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, this question's a bit more geared towards Jeff, but how did it feel being approached by such a big name, arguably the biggest name in the Yu-Gi-Oh community for a deck profile? How did it feel going through the deck profile and being recorded? Would you ever do it again?
Oh, that was really cool. And Jason knew it was going to happen. He's like, just wait till he sees you 50-year-old boomer. He's gonna come and want to talk to you. So nice. We saw that, and and that was really neat. And it was really great to have Jason there in that initial deck profile, you know, to make me so I didn't, you know, fall over and trip all over myself. I could have
spaghetti falling out of the pockets.
You know, when my brain goes somewhere else, that he can get me back on track. So that's why I keep him close for those kinds of things.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah, that you know, Alex is just fantastic, and he's been just, you know, on my side this whole time. You know, even though he's not the big Mystic Mind fan, he's ready for the card to go too. But
he
he's still on my side.
On fire.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I saw the video of him lighting on fire. I was like, hey, what the heck is going on?
Sad
here?
face.
And then what was really neat, you know, he was able, you know, Joseph Rothschild, MBT has you know, got quite the following now. You've played in a lot of his tournaments, and you've known Joseph for a long time. So he's really come a long way in this last year with his channel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got a weird relationship, but I don't think it's I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely interesting.
Okay.
We'll leave that one at that.
We'll leave it at that. That's its own thing. Oh wait, how many times have we mentioned Mystic Mind? I'm just gonna take a sip of this unidentified substance.
You may be passed out by the end of this interview if you keep that up.
Maybe.
Mystic Mind.
Regarding like the yeah, I guess like now's a good time to talk about like your guys' view on the game like competitively. Like, do you guys have any or like some more competitively based questions? Do you guys have any like personal goals regarding Yu-Gi-Oh and its competitive scene?
Go ahead, Jason. You're more so on that than I am.
Oh yeah, he's got a list.
My goal is to top a YCS. In the very near future, hopefully. So, but I think the game is very good competitively. Like, there's not a whole lot of BS RNG like Hearthstone.
We don't talk about Hearthstone. we don't talk about paveling books or unstable portals. This is pure Christian Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, like.
Do you have any follow-up?
I have no. If I can get my invite to the national tournament, that would be my goal. Just to be able to play in it again, or play in it for the first time. When Jason went in 2018, I was trying to. Let's see, was I playing Stun back then?
Oh my God!
You were playing Barrier Stun.
I was playing Barrier Stun
No.
back then. So, needless to say, I didn't make the tournament, Stevie.
I mean,
Then the very first LCQ, you ran into Paleo.
oh yeah, that's probably the worst possible matchup.
That was bad. Yeah. So I may be going that route again, Stevie. Just doing the LCQs to try to even just get in the tournament. I just have to hope that, you know, the current format, whatever, you know, the Nats format is, that Mystic Mind has got a decent shot. But this is not a good one. I can tell you that right now.
That's
No,
fair.
you need Engage to get banned again.
Yeah, just ban Engage, just hot fix it, and we're good.
This is even worse than everyone getting Harpy's Feather Dust.
That's true. At least you can negate Feather Duster. You can't really negate an Engage.
Yeah, I'll take Feather Duster. I'll take that. I'm ready for Feather Duster, but I'm not ready for Engage into all those spell trap removal. The key is like this last format. The big player, and this is when I do well. When the big players aren't, you know, they're trying to beat the other big players. They're not trying to beat Mystic Mind. But now it's just part of their deck. It's just built in that they're going to be able to remove it. So I just need to get back to one of those formats. But I don't know how long you guys think it will stick around, but they'll probably keep the striker deck exactly how it is for quite a while now.
I think it's either gonna go like one of two ways. They're either gonna slowly try and bring it back over like the course of a year, or they're just gonna ban it next list. I think there's no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we saw Cody Angeloff right off the bat playing striker on the DB ladder. So there's your top player.
That's fair.
Who else? I bet Ryan Yu will be right back on striker. Pack is playing striker today in a tournament in New York. We noticed. So that's not a good sign. We just looked at the last PPG. 2 of the top 4 were striker players. Who's that? Nick Ortiz.
Yeah, Nick Ortiz and
Nick Ortiz.
Nicholas Jodasing. Yeah.
Yeah, both of those guys on striker. So that's not boding well.
No.
Going forward.
We live in a dystopian society.
Now the flip side of that, Stevie, is what deck do you like to play? Do you have a deck that you like to play that has a favorable striker matchup?
Oh, I like to keep any memories with Sky Striker locked away in this very cool cabinet in my brain that I repress. And I'll just leave it. Like, I have never liked Striker. I think what's funny, the first ever deck I ever played was my friend's deck. Like, my friend, when he was trying to teach me the game to get into like that nerd group at the community college, it was literally Striker. It was the
deck to learn with. Oh
yeah, like it taught me Link Summoning, and I'm like, oh yeah, Link Summoning is called tagging out. I'm tapping skills. Is this just what Yu-Gi-Oh has turned into? And then I just realized like later on, it's like he had the worst nomenclature for it, and I'm like, okay, but
yeah, I've always wondered what is the best deck to try to bring somebody into Yu-Gi-Oh right now. What would be the best deck to actually introduce somebody that has never played the game and come right into the game? I know it would take a long time, but what would you recommend to a new player?
Oh yeah, DDD definitely. I think DDD is very simple. It has every summoning mechanic.
Duodon, Kali Yuga, and you're done.
Yeah, basically. But if I had to give like a serious answer, maybe Salamagrade's like a pretty easy answer. Dinosaur, maybe even Shadal.
Yeah, Salamagrade and Shadal are 2 really good answers to that question.
Yeah.
And the fact that Salad is back. I mean, we're seeing some top players play Salad again with Mirage Stalio coming back. So
yeah, like they're like real decks.
Yeah.
Even like some of the newer decks like Tri Brigade are like pretty good options.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not too incredibly difficult to learn.
Yeah, they're pretty simple on like they're like in all honesty, these actually like very simple. They just have like really convoluted interactions that just like pro players figured out. And I think
easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
And then the other thing that separates the men from the boys is knowing when to use your hand traps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a whole that's a whole other argument, but
yeah.
Yeah, if the opportunity for either one of you guys to like go quote unquote pro at the game as like a legitimate job, would you take the opportunity to do so?
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
Oh god, Stevie. Am I gonna have to bankroll this or what?
No, like we're assuming like this is like like a League of Legends team where it's just like it's all sponsored.
If it doesn't cost me anything, I'm all for it.
That's fair. But yeah, like what else? Maybe like my first year competitive play, I probably would have been like, hell yeah, what could go wrong? You're gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh all day, and then like probably like now that I'm like I literally like stream all like 4 or 5 days a week creating content. Like I can tell you, like this is not as fun as it looks. It's rough.
It is tough what you do. It really is. People think, oh, this is easy. It's not. I know.
Burnout is a real issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even for just like Yu-Gi-Oh, but just like
anything.
The whole just like anything. Burnout is like yeah.
But you do have the personality for it, so if anybody can do it, you can do it. Not everybody can do it, and you make it look 100%. Easy when you make it look easy to, especially when you interact with your chat audience. That's a skill that has to be learned over time, and you do that well too. So it's you can do it. Just keep at it if that is what you want to do in with your future. It's we were seeing statistics on how many viewers you need and all that, and you can do well if you can get your numbers up.
That's the plan.
Okay.
It's been a pretty it's been a pretty exponential, like maybe last 3 or 4 months. Like the first 6 months would probably like I literally used to stream at like 12 to like 6 a.m. to like 3 people, but like pretty recently after I just like forced myself to like dude, 3 viewer Andys. Ooh, those are the days. Now I'm at like 4 viewers. Let's go. But yeah, like it's definitely really like any job is tough, but I definitely say like a job where you're relying on other people to like you and your and like the stuff that you're creating, whether it be like artwork, media, like anything. Like that's definitely like one of the harder ones in my opinion.
And I've seen over the past year during the pandemic, it has been a boom for quite a few of these Yugi tubers that have been able to come out. Farfa, I mean, look at the numbers he puts up. It's just astounding what he has done on Twitch. Amazing what kind of numbers. I think he gets 3,000 people to watch when he's viewing the progression series, something like that. It's just amazing
definitely.
Numbers. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. There's always like the meme of like being like, haha, like I'm bad at Yu-Gi-Oh. But would you guys actually consider yourselves like good at the game?
No,
I'm alright.
No.
Okay. He's okay. I'm terrible.
Yeah, you're actually terrible.
I'm terrible.
Oh no.
Stevie, I almost threw in my last match at the PPG. I mean, I almost threw. I mean, how hard is my deck to play? It's easy to play, okay? And I almost threw at the very end. Fortunately, the time ran out and I won.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you got
so
saved.
I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm really bad.
That's fair.
But I have a lot of fun playing.
Yeah, if you didn't have Mystic Mind to say no to everything, you would have no idea what was going on.
No idea.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
If you can put one card down and they can't do anything, you don't have to read cards, you don't have to do anything.
Oh no. I used to play True Draco, so I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Now, listen, I have tried. At one point, I did try to, Jason tried to teach me Adamantipator, and this was post...
Yeah, post Block Dragon.
I remember that. I remember that.
I said, let me try. I know how to get the cards out, and I could set up Borlode Savage. I could set up the Buster Lock even, and I thought, okay, if I can go through this, if I can do these linear combos and end on a board, that could be pretty much very similar to Mystic Mind. And I tried that, and then I started getting hand trapped, and then I said, "Forget that, I can't."
I got interrupted on my turn. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Yep.
Yep. So that's how that goes.
The true
but yeah,
combo mentality.
but as long as stun is a part of this game, Stevie, I will play it in some form or fashion. It's just my style is stun.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any tournament experiences that stand out to you? Like not like the people, like not particularly like the people. Well, I guess kind of the people is like involved in this question, but do you have any like tournament experience overall that like stand out? Like the good, the bad, the weird, anything?
Go ahead, Jason. You take this one.
Probably Simo's Crush Card Cup was like the coolest tournament because your deck list wasn't locked. So every round I basically played a different Eldritch list, and this is when Eldritch was just constantly evolving in the month of April 2020. So I started with pure Eldritch, then went to Invoked Eldritch, and then finished the tournament playing Synchro Eldritch, which was absolutely insane.
I think the Simo tournament, I played not Mystic Mind. I played Gem Knight FTK, and a lot of people got really mad about that. They were like, bro, I can't believe you woke me up for this, and I'm just like, bro, I just wanted to play some Mystic Mind. I just didn't want to think about it today. But
that was a crazy turn. Let me tell you about that tournament. Of course, like Jason said, you didn't have to play the same deck, so everybody and their dog brought 20 spell and trap removals
Oh my
against
God.
me. I think I was 0-5 and out of the tournament.
Jesus.
That was not good
rough.
for you.
No, I had no chance.
I'm
It was
so
good
sorry
for
for
me.
your
I
loss.
went 10-1.
Yeah, Jason goes 10-1. I'm 0-5 and I'm out. Great tournament.
I mean, did Jason ended like top 8, right?
No, I lost in top 16.
Yeah.
To
Oh, unfortunate.
Zombie.
But I was second after Swiss.
Second after Swiss, yeah.
I mean, hey, that's a deck profile.
And we got a lot of great prizes out of that thing. There were
Oh yeah, I got some binders, some
Binders?
deck boxes.
Can't
Yeah,
wait
I
to
mean,
use
we're-
those in
we're
2020.
loaded.
Can't wait. Smiley face.
Yeah. They're still in the plastic wrap. We haven't even put
It's
any
true.
cards in the binder yet.
Just list it on eBay. Just offer to sign it. All instant profit. After the-
Leonard side tan
Exactly.
binder.
Sand tan, yeah, tan binder.
Instantly $500. After an event, what's your preferred way to de-stress from it all?
Like take this last PPG we went to. We took 10 guys from Southwest Florida to Miami to play in that last regional, and when we finished, one of the guys made top 8, and Brian got knocked out in top 4. Is that right,
Yeah.
Jason? Yeah, he got knocked out in top 4. We all hung around for him, and when he got knocked out, we went and had what was the Chinese buffet,
Yeah,
which
it
was fantastic.
Great Chinese buffet.
Sushi and all that, and it was just a great time with the guys to bust his chops for not winning the whole tournament. Meanwhile, none of the rest of us top, but yet we get to bust his chops for not winning the tournament, and it's just a great great time with the guys.
Yep.
I think, speaking of Chinese buffet, was it like an actual Chinese buffet, or was it one of those Chinese buffets that have like pizza? This is a very important question.
No, there was no pizza.
Okay,
No
it wasn't.
pizza.
Okay, yeah.
No.
There are 2 types of Chinese buffets, and one of them contained pizza, so.
No, this was legit, wasn't it? I mean, we will definitely go back there. As a matter of fact.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
I think we'll go there
great
every time from now.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Stevie, fly down to Miami, and you can go with us to this buffet afterwards.
I will fly down using my literal student and Twitch income. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Spirit's good for that, right?
Oh my. Yeah, if I want to fall out of the sky and be on like a news report. Oh my
Just
god.
don't bring any luggage. Just have your cards
Yeah.
on you.
Just the deck box. What's funny is that I actually got TSA searched. My
Every
bags
time.
got
time.
absolutely. Yep. And my bags got TSA searched, and it wasn't because it wasn't because of like narcotics or anything, but it was literally because the metal in my deck box set off the alarm.
Yeah, the deck boxes, they just do not like those deck boxes. And of course you have to explain, me as a 53-year-old man, I have to explain that that's Yu-Gi-Oh cards in those boxes.
What of this?
Yeah, the cocaine is not lining the sleeves. of these cards.
I swear, officer, please. I just
swear.
want to activate Mystic Mind.
That is a children's card game there.
Oh no.
yeah.
Have either of you guys ever had like a serious interest in alternate formats? Stuff like GOAT format, Reaper format, like 2012 hat format, etc.
Well, I think Reaper format is really cool. It's like Go, but without the Trinity. So that's kind of neat.
That's fair. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, GOAT was getting very stale with me. Of course, I have, guess what I have? A burn
You have a
GOAT
burn.
deck.
Oh my god.
Burn GOAT deck. And then I've also, MBT has started the Reaper tournament, which I noticed you were in this past one, right? You're in the Reaper tournament.
I did all right. I think
Okay.
I think all of my losses in that tournament were like completely out of my control, but I'd say like my wins were like pretty deserved.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a burn deck for that format, which is pretty good. I have trouble against Monarch, but basically I'm setting up the floodgates using wave motion cannon as my win condition.
Oh my god.
Flipping up. What am I flipping up, Jason? what's the wing? What's the bird?
Oh, stealth
Phoenix.
bird.
What
I'm
the
flipping up
fuck?
stealth bird. I'm flipping that
Oh,
down.
no. Oh no.
So there's so many great cards in there. Level limit area B. Help me, Jason.
Oh, what else? Wall of revealing light.
Wall of that's great. Pay 3,000. Nobody's getting through that. Give my opponent lava golem. It's a great deck. I love playing that, Stevie. So we'll have to play sometime. You'll have a blast
absolutely.
playing against me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Reaper format's.
rather-
Sorry.
Oh wait, that may have been Monkatos. Oh, keep going.
Say it, coward. Say it, coward.
Next question.
This is.
Don't
But
forget
yeah.
Gravity Bind, another fantastic card. Gravity Bind.
Yeah, Jason, I thought I was the one who was drinking unknown liquids. But yeah, like. I think Reaper format, if you just like close your eyes and pretend that like Last Will Cyberstein isn't real, I think that format would probably be like one of my favorites of all time.
And that's exactly what Jason's playing. What are you, 5-0 this?
Yeah, I'm
this
5-0
tournament?
with Stein Monarch.
Just, dude, I'm 3-2, and literally every single game that I lost was because haha giant Shrunade, haha Last Will, haha Cyberstein, haha
Yeah, those are really
Megamorph,
fair cards.
and I'm just like, yep, this is what I signed up for. But to be fair, I did win.
That's pretty much the only thing wrong with Reaper format. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest.
That's like
and
the-
that
yeah, it's
was
the
the
only
most
thing.
represented deck, right, Stevie? When he did the pie chart, that was the most.
Yeah.
Most people are playing
Yeah.
it, and if we continue on this without some checks, everybody's going to be playing it, right?
Yeah, I think
the next
yeah,
tournament's gonna be 64 Stein Monarch.
it's the best. It's literally the best deck. Nothing else can beat it.
Yeah, nothing else can beat it. So the first one he ran, the Warrior
Toolbox,
or whatever he called it, actually beat the Monarch deck. So that might have kept a few people off of it, but just for one more tournament, that's it.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely like the best deck, but it's by no means like the only deck you can play. Like there's still
yeah.
some decks that are pretty okay.
And I don't know if this is the same for you, but we tend to get those decks out, the Goat deck and the Reaper decks out to, play around when we're at the tail end of the current format. And, we've just had it with
Yeah,
it,
you're just
we're
like, yeah,
waiting
it's just
to
like it's
ban
been
list.
6 months of
I can't
invoked.
play this
I can't
format.
do it anymore. For these last 3 weeks, let's play some Goat or let's play some Reaper. So that's kind of neat. And I think he will probably change, maybe go a ban list further, or maybe limit a few more. Bring another set into the Reaper format. Maybe there's some things he can do to keep it fresh, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. I want to sort of like touch up. Okay, now we're getting into like the fun questions, like I want to sort of touch up on your guys' like personal relationship and like your sort of like daily lives and interactions. Of course, through the lens of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But would you guys say that like Yu-Gi-Oh has affected your like daily interactions? Like, say you start you've noticed that you've started comparing things in real life to like things in the game or etc.
Oh yeah, I mean it's funny where we actually work together now. Jason graduated from FGCU
Insurance.
2 years ago, and he had the opportunity to go other places. He's got a degree in computer information systems, and I said, how about working with your dear old dad? And he agreed, and
How
we've
could
had
I say though?
we've had a great time. We do investing, Stevie, primarily stocks and ETFs
Oh, okay.
and things like that. And it's just been it's been really good these last couple of years. Who would have thought that the market would have done well and we would have been able to do okay. And Jason brings this perspective that I would not have of your generation, and bringing me companies that I never would have thought of, and cryptocurrency that I never would have even considered thinking about. So we've got a good working relationship, and then doing that, there's plenty of time to check out the Yu-Gi-Oh streams. What's Stevie up to today? What's Farf up to today? What's Coder doing today? those kinds of things. So we've got the time to have Yu-Gi-Oh every day and think about, okay, we're going to go to locals, we're going to go to a tournament, we need to be practicing. So it is a part of our everyday life.
Nice.
Yeah, that pretty much covers everything.
Speaking of investing, I'm not going to ask for any specific details, but what's your percentage up?
Percentage up, like the past year or something?
Yeah, like past
that?
year,
Is
like
that-
past year and a half.
Oh, well, if you want to start back January 1 of 2020, I'm at a certain level. It goes all the way down, in March
Yep.
of 2020, that hit.
Yeah.
And now we're back up above that. So, probably up 20% from the start of that year, or probably even better. I mean, the market has just done phenomenally. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of weird.
it's- and that's the thing that a lot of people will come up to me, and young people like yourself, and they want to know, how do I get started, and you guys see a lot of this, what's happening with these meme stocks with AMC and with GameStop, and those are things that I've never seen in my lifetime. Those kinds of things where Reddit was able to come in and really pull that short squeeze on those
Oh,
guys,
yeah, definitely.
and take down the big boys, and really create a lot of money for some people, and then it was kind of the perfect storm too. Jason was telling me when the stimulus money hit, right, Jason? Now people are investing, or have some money to invest.
Apes together strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
so
will
it's been
Sorry.
a wild ride. I don't know how you've done this past year. What have you invested in, Stevie?
Oh, I just like I think like just like a lot of like penny stocks. Nothing like absolutely crazy. Like I don't have any like baseline. Just like nothing like S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say like my biggest like the thing where it's just like I'm looking back is like, damn, I could have been like a millionaire. Was like, Jason, I think if you're the meme stock, you remember the TikTok Dogecoin buyout?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was a time. But
And there are literally Dogecoin millionaires, right? They put in 20,000, 30,000, 40,000,
Yeah,
and they
if
turned it into $1 million if they sold it at the top.
I spent about $5,000. I spent about $5,000 on a Dogecoin back then, and I think that equated to like 900,000 at the time. And then like I sold it for like a $2,000 profit, and I'm like, oh yeah, this can't possibly go wrong. And then like I'm looking now, and I'm just like, damn, I could have literally been a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
god damn it.
It's crazy. And that is the thing that I really like to warn people about, is don't get caught in that trap of really thinking that it is a get rich quick way. If you can really take you guys are young, you've got a long time. If you can just continually put money in the market, and you did mention it, an S&P 500 is the way to go, because you're going to get the wide market. You're going to get companies across all industries, and if you can keep that in the market, it returns 12% annually over your lifetime.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
If you can just
like
keep
dividends.
putting it in there, when it's time to retire, you're going to have plenty.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I'm saying is that like I've made a lot of money. I think I've lived the past. I lost a lot of money. I think my worst week was maybe like minus 20K, which was like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it can happen, and
Fun.
then you could be up 30 the next week. You just it's a crazy time. But like I said, what I've seen, I have not seen in my lifetime. So I have to take a step back and say, hey, you guys may know what's really going on here, and I don't.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Would you guys say? Okay, back to like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Would you guys say that Yu-Gi-Oh has had like a positive effect on you guys' relationship?
Well, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, Stevie. I mean, for us to be able to find something that we can do together, It covers all the bases. You know, you can stay competitive. You can go, you know, hang out with your friends. That whole locals thing, that has been, you know, we didn't go to a locals for what, over a year, and I'm
well
guessing the
over a
same thing
year.
for you in California, right? I mean, you were locked down completely in California. Florida was a little better with them letting, you know, gatherings happen, and now, you know, we don't need to wear we don't wear masks or anything like that if you're vaccinated. So that whole thing, missing that part was probably the toughest, not physically getting together, but I know Jason was able to, you know, be on Discord, be able to talk to everybody. And I think without Discord and without the internet, you guys in particular would have had a real struggle with your mental health, I think.
God bless the internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there was struggles, you know, not having that personal contact, but just having the internet and being able to talk to his friends on a daily basis. It's just like, a lot of times it's just like you're sitting there, you're playing games. I know you guys play all kinds of different games. How about Among Us?
We don't talk about that game. That game has like degraded this whole generation's mind for like years to come.
Yeah, but what a great little game it was for that period of time during the
That's fair.
during the pandemic. Among Us. Copium.
Among Us.
Next question.
All right, next question. Let's get out of here. Before Yu-Gi-Oh, what was your two's relationship like? But you guys started like 20 years ago, so this question's kind of like
we've been doing okay.
that's fair.
But it has been. It's Yu-Gi-Oh has been on and off, you know, the whole time. You know, we've bought cards. He's had different friends, you know, in elementary school, then middle school, then high school. You know, just different sets of friends that, you know, he was able to play the game with, and you know, I've always just kind of stuck around, you know, looking from, okay, how can I continue to play the game too without really having to learn every card, and we just been able to take it the whole time.
That's fair. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Is there like is Yu-Gi-Oh like a common topic that you guys like talk about within like your personal conversations?
Yeah, Jason, tell him.
Oh hell yeah! I want to hear stories.
Tell him.
That's most of our conversation.
And he would like for me to stop, Stevie. Just quit. Please stop.
Are you winning, son? No, I'm on dueling book.
Yeah. Please stop. But that's enough for the day. You know, that's what I get. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it is a lot, and particularly because you want to stay. You know, I'm a competitive guy. You know, I want to stay competitive. So I'm always thinking about, you know, trying to keep him competitive too. You know, keep just. You know, if I can't be the baseball coach, maybe I can be the Yu-Gi-Oh coach. You know, to help out whenever I can.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you've definitely given me some deck building help.
Yeah.
I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, believe it or not, I've had a few good ideas about meta decks. Okay.
You're a better deck builder than I am.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
So that's been fun. That's been fun.
Have either one of you ever had like a serious fight or argument over Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
Oh boy.
Here it is.
Oh no.
This is the best one too.
All right.
This is the best one. So you remember when Mystic Mind first came out?
Oh, already off to a good start.
And the build, take a drink. And the build was
Of water.
the That's for your legal purposes. And the deck was based around 3 metaverse, Lilith to get those metaverses. So you could really get Mystic Mine out very easily. You would set it. You would set your thing up turn 1, and Mystic Mine would come out turn 2.
All right.
That's the way everybody played it. Well, when those cards were limited, Metaverse to 1, I guess it was really Metaverse to 1, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Everybody abandoned the deck. It's over. And Jason said, "It's over. It's over. You can't play it anymore." And I said, "I'm going to find a way." And he said, "No, you can't do it." And that was our big argument. He really tried to convince me that it could not be played anymore. And I just kept going and kept going. And to his credit, though, I would keep coming back and I say, "I need this. I need a card. I need a monster card that can go from my side of the field to the opponent's side of the field. What is there?" And he would go
that's when
look.
I found DD Guide.
He found DD Guide. So
we went
that's
through the
step
bulk.
1.
We found it.
We found DD Guide. And so those kinds of things, and then also, hey, I need help on Sky Striker. What do I need to look out for? And he can tell me, what I need to look out for. So that was probably the biggest argument we've ever had with Yu-Gi-Oh! He told me I couldn't do it. I said, "I'm going to prove you wrong."
Yeah, I almost stopped Mystic Mine Jeff before it started.
Fair enough, man. I think, I'm pretty sure, have I told you my Mystic Mine story, Jeff? I think oh, okay.
Let me refresh my memory.
Alright, so it was the regional, so Dark Neostorm just came out. I'm reading Mystic Mine, and I'm like, yo, this card is hilarious as shit. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna enter this regional, but I'm at the regional. I'm just like, I don't really feel like playing, like, Striker Draco, because, like, this deck is, like, boring as shit. So, I had, like, $200 in my PayPal that I got from, like, selling a bunch of cards, and I'm like, alright, we're gonna try and find a Mystic Mine. So I ran around the whole regional just buying random burn cards. I spent like $50 on a playset of Wave Motion Cannon. Like, it was that bad. But I ended up with like this 47 card Time Lord Mystic Mine burn deck.
By the way, I have not heard this story.
Yeah, so I ended up with like this 47 card amalgamation, and I ended up topping the regional.
You're kidding.
I'm not. I have the deck box with me. I topped the regional, and I'm like, this deck really did take no skill.
It really doesn't.
And I'm like, yeah, like, I just slapped, I remember, like, against Salamangreat in the finals, I was literally, like, I lost round 1, and I'm like, alright, sorry, I lost round 1, and I won every other round, and against Salad, like, I'm just like, okay, Mystic Mine? Okay, game 2. Oh, he set up Rage. Alright, game 3. Mystic Mine? Like, set up, like, 2 Dark Bribes Judgment? Alright, good game.
Yeah. You stay ahead of Rage, you beat Salad every time. Yeah,
exactly.
Every time.
And yeah.
And now the only other thing, the skill part that comes in is the research ahead of time. Prohibition is a big key to the deck too. Prohibition's one of the best cards.
I didn't have Prohibition back then.
Oh my gosh, Stevie.
I didn't have Prohibition. I didn't have I didn't have Prohibition. I didn't have Goddess Scald. I had just like the pots, like Demise, and just like some judgments, and I was just like, all right, this is gonna have to get me there.
You had a hell of a run then. Hell of a run.
I got so lucky.
Nobody was main decking Prohibition back then.
Yeah. But the thing about Prohibition is, well, just like you said, Salad. Okay, so I can, if I'm going first, I can call Rage, and now I'm way ahead of Salad. I can shut down that piece of it right there, and we're going to game 2. So or if it's a game 3 situation, you're way ahead, and your Dark Bribes and your Judgments can take care of the rest of the stuff. So yeah, Prohibition's really good, but you do have to know the other decks, and that's what I've relied on Jason all this time to help me.
Yep, and luckily I know what to call with Prohibition.
Yeah.
Lucky you. Do any people in your guys' like personal lives know about like you guys playing Yu-Gi-Oh? And if so, like what are their reactions to it?
Yeah. Well, like my friends, they think I'm speaking a different language. Okay, so they have no idea. And then the other thing. Oh well, why don't you teach me how to play? No. Nope.
No,
Nope,
I
not gonna
cannot.
do it.
I'm physically incapable of teaching you.
Can't do it. So
It's not spades.
it's
That's
not-
fair.
No, it's not spades. So that's the whole deal. But they do see they have seen the YouTube videos, and they think, hey, that's pretty cool.
That's
You're
fair.
getting a lot of views on YouTube. That's pretty cool.
I mean, hey, whatever works.
And then Jason, what about all of your friends play Yu-Gi-Oh? I think.
Yeah,
don't they?
so
Yeah.
there's not really anything weird about that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Like, if literally all your friends play Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I
Yeah,
mean,
they all
like,
play Yu-Gi-Oh.
that kind of solves
I'm only
itself.
friends with gamers.
Let's go. If you guys didn't have Yu-Gi-Oh to bond over, what do you guys think you would have found instead?
Golf.
Golf? God,
Yeah,
you guys
he
really
would
are
be
white.
He'd be playing golf right now. Right now.
Oh my god.
He wouldn't be
Really?
happy about it, but he'd be
But
playing
I'd be
golf right
playing
now.
golf.
Golf?
Yeah, it's golf.
Oh my god. Maybe I'm just too Asian to respect golf.
You're
come
not
down,
white enough. To
come
I
down
really
to
am not.
Come down to Florida, Stevie. We'll play some golf.
Absolutely. I'm not even one day when my portfolio goes through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be a member.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
be a member at a golf club.
Country clubs,
Yep.
pure alcoholism,
Yep. Country club. You'll be at the 19th hole.
just wasted.
That's
All
the
right.
whole point of golf.
Just get wasted
it
with the
is.
homie. Golf is just locals for white people.
They don't put coolers. They don't put coolers on the golf cart for nothing.
That's fair. All right. What kind of Yu-Gi-Oh content do you guys consume, if at all?
Go ahead, Jason.
Well, we check in on streamers, and of course we watch CMO's videos and MBT's videos
series,
and
progression series.
history. Yu-Gi-Oh!
History of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. What other kind of stuff do we do? But yeah, the Twitch streams. We love all the Twitch streams that you can. And one of the things you've been doing. Are you still on YGO Omega when you try to play online? I like YGO Omega to play because I think it's a cool simulator, and of course all the rules are built in. You don't get into a bunch of ruling questions. Do you still do that when you stream?
I used to do it for a while, but ever since I discovered the beauty that is the Tor Onion browser.
You're back on.
Yeah, I'm back on Dueling Book.
Dueling Book, yeah.
Yeah, but there was a period of time. But I think after I got my 10th account banned for the day, I tried to hop back onto Omega. I'm like, let's just give it a shot. Why not? And the UI changed so much that it was virtually impossible to navigate.
Okay.
And that might just be me being archaic and just baby rage. They changed thing from other thing, but yeah, it's definitely been I definitely not a huge fan of the platform at least as much as I used to be.
Yeah, and like Jason always tells me, well, you're not getting the level of competition on YGO Omega that you're going to get on Dueling Book, and he's right. You're not going to see Cody Angeloff playing on YG Omega, but there he is on Dueling Book. You've got the opportunity to queue into any one of those top players at any time if you've run your elo up. You can run into those guys. So and it is closer to real Yu-Gi-Oh too. You're more prepared for a real tournament when you're playing on Dueling Book than you are one of the simulators. But
yeah,
people
absolutely.
People can't cheat you on an automatic simulator.
Yeah,
That's
boy,
fair.
They can get you in real life. So but I mean, that's a big part of the game. You have to be prepared to say no, you can't do that. I know your card doesn't do that, and when you're doing on Dueling Book, it's just like you're sitting across the table from somebody.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think what's quote unquote tied me down to Dueling Book is sort of the fact that I think my audience, or at least the community that I've built, is much more familiar with Dueling Book than they are like receptive in regards to, say, like YGO Omega or YGO Pro or Edo Pro, and I think that's just sort of the reality that I built myself into, and that's not because like, and I don't particularly use Dueling Book because like I particularly support the platform. I like it all that much, especially with all the questionable controversy that's happened recently. But we don't talk about that. that's a late night podcast. But
no, Stevie, you're exactly right. You need to tailor to your audience, and especially you are a streamer. What you're trying to do is you're trying to impart your gameplay, your knowledge, and it's much more it's easier to show people to talk through those things when you're on Dueling Book.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dueling Book has, to their credit, they have tried to keep up with things too, with the thumbs up thing and the what some of the other features.
A couple years late, but
yeah, a little late, but better late than never.
That's
their
fair.
their disconnect feature and reconnect feature has improved those game losses that you would have just lost if you disconnected, and now you can reconnect, and that's huge for any kind of tournament too. You can't let a tournament get thrown into chaos without being able to reconnect. So Dueling Book is definitely a good platform, and I totally 100% agree with you that that's where you need to be.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Has the idea of content creation ever crossed your guys' mind? And if so, have you ever wanted to like seriously act on that?
That's a great question. I don't think I have the stamina for it, and I just can't. I couldn't do it. I know myself, and Jason probably could, but I know myself that I could not. I don't have the stamina that it takes, because you know exactly what it takes. Steve.
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked about this at the beginning, and you just have to know whether you can do it or not. And I know it would not be for me, but it would be a kind of a cool thing. What I do like is I like coming on with you. I like coming on with somebody else that would invite us on to do a certain thing. I got to play Mystic Mine with Farfa. Teach Farfa how to play to play Mystic Mine. I mean, that was really cool. Give a deck profile with Simo, really cool. Be in a tournament with MBT, that's really cool. I think I did a little podcast with who was I on with, Jason? With
was it Mambo and
Mambo and Peeps. We had a great time. I love doing that. I can handle that, but for what you do, Stevie, I'm blown away by what you guys can do.
I really appreciate it. That genuinely like makes my heart feel so nice. Like, it's like,
And the other thing is, to be able to say I can make a career out of this, that's amazing. And it takes hard work. They don't just hand it to you, do they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
What about you, Jason? Sorry.
Yeah, Jason can probably talk about his buddy that has tried to give it a go, and he's seen his struggles.
Yeah, my friend tried streaming stuff, and it was going okay, but burnout hit him, and he just couldn't keep going. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like definitely like for anyone in the audience, just set realistic goals for yourself. Don't focus on like numbers. Like, I know it's very easy to like just look at numbers as like just a very direct quantifiable indicator of success. But like when it comes to content creation, you really should try to separate yourself from that mentality. And take days off, like please. I think it's take days off. Like you need to. Like that goes for anything. Like please take days off. You need to take days off.
Yeah, like I'll see Farfa and he'll say, I didn't want to come in today, but I had to come in. This thing is going on, this piece of content that I need to show today.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's there. He's there.
So, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean he knows how to do it, and it's great when guys like him are able to throw their I forget what's the
Host?
term when they
Host?
can host you, Stevie, and
Aw.
things like that, and help bring their audience to you. I mean, that's a really cool thing when they can do that. And hopefully you'll be able to do that for other people as you go along.
That's the goal. I'm trying to
Yeah.
hit yeah, like ideally, like in some fantasy scenario, I can make an actual career out of this, and I don't have to go to this major, which I hate in college. But anyways, but yeah,
But I digress.
but yeah, I digress. Let's move on.
Hey, just a moment on that. I've noticed Twitch is the revenue streamed? Is it increasing? Are they continuing to help you guys? I noticed, just for instance, I was watching a VOD the other day, and here came a whole bunch of ads, just forced ads right in the middle, and I'm thinking, well, if that is passing revenue on to the creator, quite a bit of revenue, then that's worth it. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch these forced commercials. Have you noticed any of that recently?
I'll give you the very short of it, but it's a very long topic that you could discuss. But more or less, ads for most channels, on Twitch at least, they do not pay a lot. They pay virtually nothing. Maybe like half a cent at best, and like usually like a tenth of a cent on a normal day. But usually, but when you have like tens of thousands of streamers, like people like this guy's Toast, XQC, that sort of like begins to like absolutely like multiply and stack up. So when you so a lot of these streamers, they have a thing called an ad button, and I have that. It's crazy. But it basically just allows you to run a set amount of ads.
Run an ad. Yeah.
Yeah, just run an ad.
That's exactly what you should have. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of but yeah, for like smaller content creators like me, there's not really a point in like trying to run those ads. Like if I had it my way, I personally just wouldn't have ads on my channel because it's sort of like it's annoying as hell to have to deal with. But if you're like a big,
you would rather have subscribers. You would rather have more subscribers, right?
yeah, I'd rather have more subscribers or like viewers. There's like actually a statistic where it's just like 3 out of 5 people who like go to a stream and they see an intro ad, they immediately leave. Immediately leave.
Yeah.
But
I can see that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just but yeah, like long short, if you are a big streamer, advertisements help a lot. If running ads help a lot. If you're a smaller streamer, they don't really do anything. Maybe they'll get you an extra $1 a month. I can eat Wonder Bread. Amazing.
And Jason, what was your buddy trying to? Was he trying to get more subscribers or viewers? What was he trying to get?
I mean, both, pretty much.
But yeah.
And Patreon comes into play too, right, Stevie?
I actually don't have a Patreon, but for people who have very dedicated audiences, then yeah, like Patreon is like a thing that people are very into.
Yeah, that's the thing I've noticed that SEMO has been able to do very well is say, okay, if you're a Patreon at this level, you're going to get early access to something, and they put you on, he puts your name on the screen and he'll shout your name out. So that's a pretty good revenue stream that you could investigate, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, like that comes with like the sort of balance of like, do I even have the audience to justify having a Patreon, or is it just going to be like maybe like an extra $2 a month, and it's just going to be like this waste of time?
Yep. You've got to maximize everything that you're doing.
Absolutely. But yeah, on to the next question. Are either of you guys particularly like active within any specific Yu-Gi-Oh communities, or have been at any point in time? If so, like which ones and why?
I don't really think so.
Outside of
Like,
the Southwest Florida Yu-Gi-Oh group, right? Isn't
yeah,
that
that's
what
pretty
you're
much
considering?
it. We're just involved in our local area.
All right, that's
And
fair.
it's how many? Like, take for instance, how many members are in that Facebook group, Jason? Is it over 300?
It's
Something
over
like
300, I think.
Yeah. and of course you got people that have come in and out. Well, let me give you our numbers here in Southwest Florida.
All right.
Stevie, we generally on a Sunday at Cool Comics in Cape Coral, Florida.
Writing that address down right now.
We'll write that down. See us on Sundays at, I believe it starts at, what is it? 1 o'clock?
12:30.
12:30.
All right.
That'll be starting up in July, right, Jason?
Yep.
Organized play will be starting in July. 30 players, okay? On a Wednesday night, and on a Sunday, that's 5 rounds of Swiss, cut to top 8, play it out. A Wednesday night is usually a 4 or 5 rounds of Swiss, just a fun little tournament. We'll get 20 to 25 players at that same place. And there's another lady that has reopened her shop, and of course Magic the Gathering, that's the biggest thing at those stores. But you know, they will have a Yu-Gi-Oh night. They'll have a Friday night Yu-Gi-Oh with 10 to 15 players at that store, and she has OTS status, so you can go and you can get your OTS pack and play for some prizes and whatever. But we used to have, in this area, we had 3 stores, and now we're down to, or maybe we even had 4 at the time, didn't we, Jason? We had 4. There was 4 at one time, but now we're down to 2, which is fine. If you want to play 3 days a week, you can play 3 days a week.
Fair enough. Next question. What are your thoughts of the Yu-Gi-Oh community as like a whole? Do you have any particular likes or dislikes regarding the community?
I think the community is like mostly good. I don't have too many bad experiences with anybody, but of course there are bad apples in every community. But I think we're mostly wholesome.
Fair enough. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, you like to see good. You like to see good sportsmanship. When I go to some place, I like to see good sportsmanship, and it's tough when you're on the bubble and somebody knocks you out with what they perceive as you got lucky. But I do like to see good sportsmanship, and I will point it out to people when I see it. I'm like, hey, I like to see that. Just being a good sport about things, and taking a win when you get one, but also taking a loss when you
absolutely, just like take the loss on the chin.
Take a loss on the chin. We know you're a good player. We know you've done well. This game is not one where you can win every tournament. It's just not the way it works. So I like to see when I see people take a loss well, I really like to see that. I'd like to encourage that too.
Absolutely. Like I've definitely had my I've definitely overall my interaction with this community has been pretty good. Like it's been like a solid 8 out of 10. But obviously, like you said, there have been some bad apples. There have been some negative experiences, and I won't deny that there may have been some times where obviously I may have not been exactly the peachiest guy. Sometimes I will get oh really? What? Really?
Jason, I've never heard this before. Where's this coming from?
Oh yeah. Oh, me being mad at an event? What could ever happen? But yeah, I will I've gotten mad at events where I just randomly get sacked by 5 1-ups, and I'm just oh well.
Sure. And that's a part of the game. That's a part of the game.
And I'll get mad, but I've never gone off and said any gamer words against anyone. Of course, obviously, no one should ever do that. But I've had gamer words said against me, and I'm just all right, bro. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
You understand, and there is some of that. You got to be allowed to vent a little bit, and I get that too. Absolutely. And it's just I would like to see people just kind of learn from what they're doing and just try to improve and just try to be a good person about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Next question. Regarding your feelings about the game, are you guys still actively playing the game, and And if so, like, and if not, why?
Yeah,
Active
I'm pretty active in playing and keeping up with things. Because the second you stop, you get like 3 times worse. So
That's
you
fair.
gotta keep on the grind, or you get rusty quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the thing he's got to do more so than me, Stevie, is he's got to look at, okay, I can't play Dino anymore. What am I going to play now? And Jason, I don't even know. Do you know what you're going to play at the next tournament?
Tri-Brigade best deck.
Just play Dino. It's still playable.
Copium.
No. You could play Arch Nemesis Keystone. It's like the level 1 Arch Nemesis.
I know, that card is not good.
It's okay. It shuffles back a Misk unless you extend.
I mean, it's okay.
How about this, Stevie? How about Omega to put Misk?
Yeah, Omega put back Misk. Now
Wait a minute. That might actually be good.
How about
that?
that?
That's good.
That actually sounds pretty good. Yo, we found the new Scrap Raptor line. We just make Omega.
I think people have already figured that one out.
It's time.
And it didn't do a whole lot either, Stevie. It didn't do a whole lot.
No, it really didn't.
I think they killed it.
If there's one guy who wants to test jank, it's gonna be me.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's always the way to go.
But yeah, like you were Jason, you were talking about how like even just taking a break from the game for like maybe like a week or two, like can really just deteriorate like your play. There's like a really good parallel.
You just miss stuff. You'll miss texts that have come into the format. You'll miss how a format is developing.
Absolutely.
So like you can't quit at the start of a format, because there are some players I know who will quit for an extended period of time and then come back for like the format that would be nationals, and then just grind the hell out of that format.
Fair enough.
Do okay because at least it's the start of a new format.
Yeah. And Stevie, these guys that are at the top of the dueling book ladder, they're not there by accident. They know what every other deck in the format does. They know what every other card in the format does. They're not there by accident, and that's why they're doing well. That's why the top players do well. That's, you know, on a continual basis, because they're in the game all the time. They've got the time to do it, and they're in the game.
Yeah, you can't just know your deck. You have to know everybody else's.
Absolutely. But to be fair, I did almost top 200 the DB ladder with Burn of all decks. So.
Well, again, that's
to be fair.
You don't have to know every deck if you're playing Mystic Mine. You don't need to know.
No, it wasn't even Mystic Mine. It was just like Burn.
Just Burn?
With like Ceasefire and like Magic Cylinder, yeah.
Wow, you might send me that list.
It's not as Burn central as you think, but it's pretty good. Oh yeah, but yeah, definitely like taking a break from the game can not only like deteriorate like your knowledge of it, but also like the actual what's it called? Like your mechanical skill. Like I remember Dyrus, you know who he is, Jason.
Yeah.
He said like.
Unfortunately, I played League.
Bro, same here. Who did you main and what was your highest rank?
Oh my god, I mained Katarina and I hit gold something.
Of course you mained Katarina. But I one-tricked Master Yi for 8 years, and I one-tricked Master Yi for 8 years. Almost hit Challenger, and I dropped from Challenger to Platinum in 2 days. Probably Challenger Elo to Platinum in 2 days, and then I quit the game for 3 years.
Well, if there's anyone to one-trick, it's Master Yi.
That character is so dumb. But anyways, regarding like the analogy, like Dyrus said he went on vacation, and like for Dyrus is basically like the Cody Angeloff of like League of Legends. And when he came back, he said like he was playing like a platinum player.
Yeah.
He was basically playing like some table 500 Andy. But yeah, like taking breaks from the game. If you're gonna try and stick competitively, do your best to at least kind of keep up, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. How do you guys deal with feeling burnt out from the game?
Keep playing.
Just keep playing?
Yeah, and like we said before, it's easy to get tired when you're at the end of a format and you are just
play
living
Goat.
on that list.
Fair enough.
It's easy. It's easy to do. I mean, this last one, and we were like, hey, we need that list, and it came. It came right away at
Absolutely
the end of June, and that's a good. I gotta say, they're doing a pretty good job of making the right hits, bringing things back. You have to admit, when you look at a major tournament and you see of the top 16, you may see 10 different decks. That, to me, that's a good format.
fair enough. Yeah, like even as repetitive as like last format was, like there were like a lot of old decks just doing the same old things. Like I will say, if you were a new player entering that format, that was definitely like a really objectively just like great format, even if it was like a bit stale.
Oh yeah.
For like veteran players.
And if you said, okay, last format, if you said Dragon Link is the best deck, if you said that, everybody wasn't playing Dragon Link, even if it was the supposed best deck. Everybody was, there were a lot of people playing Pure Zoo or Tri Brigade Zoo or whatever else they were playing. There were different decks, or they were building, or you could build a deck to beat Dragon Link. So that's an option.
Fair enough. But yeah, like no deck was like exactly like, oh, this is the best deck. You have to play this deck, or you have no chance. But
have we seen the last Tier 0 deck for a while?
Yeah, maybe like the closest thing I can think of is like Jets is like Adamancipator, like when it first came out. Wait, with Adamancipator with Link Cross. Oh boy, that was arguably like a tier.
Adamancipator with Link Cross could play through like 2 hand traps or more if you also opened Block Dragon.
If you opened Block Dragon, you did not lose. It was impossible to lose with that deck.
That may have been it, and guess what? It may be the greatest deck that never saw competitive play, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Just by the nature of things.
Block Dragon the one.
I miss Block Dragon.
No.
I just want to play Gem Knight FTK, man.
Oh man.
And they have kept the FTKs out of the game as well, haven't they?
Yeah, for the most part, I don't think there's any real FTK that doesn't like lose like a
FTKs
slight
haven't
breeze.
been like tiered in a while.
Yeah, maybe like the most recent is like at best Gem Knight FTK. When like Gem Knight FTK with like all the Adamancipators, like that was playable. But yeah, definitely nothing has seriously been considered like anything remotely good ever since that.
Yeah.
What do you guys say is the best the best and worst part about playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Pops, you want to take a crack at it first?
It goes back to a lot of things we've already said. Best part being with your friends, the camaraderie,
absolutely,
hanging out, the competitive nature of the game, those kinds of things, and the worst part is, like you said,
the game.
When you get sacked, right? That's the worst.
Oh
part
yeah.
of the game.
You're just sitting there like, I should have won. This is my time to shine. Oh but yeah.
Yeah, and the cost too may be one of the worst parts of the game. I mean, just the pure cost of, hey, I gotta have 3 lightning storms. I've got to have 3 pots of prosperity. I mean, I've got to have 3
talents and droplets.
I gotta have talents. I've got to have droplets.
And access code.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
like this game's expensive.
They've all just gone up through the pandemic too, so it makes it hard for it gives a competitive advantage to people that can't afford to spend, and that's the way it is. It's a pay to play, and that was one of the advantages to playing online, that leveled the playing field for all players.
Absolutely. Yeah, like online events really have helped with like players really just being able to test these like $10,000 decks. But definitely there is like a huge, like Yu-Gi-Oh is notorious for being pay to play in regards to its competitive aspect. Like there are formats where like maybe the best deck was like $200 for a full main extra inside, but there are definitely formats where Spiral was literally like a $1,000 deck for its most optimal form. And it just really gets it can be real. It could be a really tough tough game to sink your teeth in if you're not willing to make that initial.
And we're talking about a new set comes out every 3 months, let's say, and there's a money card in there that you've got to have, and maybe you've got to have 3 of, and there's another $300. So if you're looking over the course of a year, you're talking over $1,000 to have your deck, to have your deck the way you want it every year. So that's $1,000, and a lot of people don't have $1,000 to spend on their hobby. Take for instance, Jason has a friend who lives overseas, he's met through MBT's tournament, and this kid, he can't afford he can't afford the $5 really to get in. He needs to be in it, and to be in it into a free tournament. So he's got to get in free, and yet he is one of the best players in the tournament. And
nice.
And so you've leveled the playing field, and he would not have been able to do that any other way, but he can play and he can compete and he can win in those online tournaments.
Fair enough. But yeah, like shout out, just really huge shout out to like the people who organize these massive events, like these online locals, online like MBT, SEMO, like these things take a lot of effort to run. Even like I think
you tried one too, didn't you?
I tried one,
Stevie.
and then it was hell because I was running the whole thing
hell.
by myself because the person I was supposed to run it with just ended up no showing, and I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm.
Oh my
How bad could it be? It's just a 16-man event. It was miserable. It was bad.
Yeah, but what a great little tournament that you were able to put on. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Definitely. It was a fun event, though. I'm pretty happy about how that turned out.
And Stevie, if you could get some people to help you, I think that would be a way for you to increase your viewership. If you could get a tournament where you could stream and have people, come into the tournament and have some prizing, I think you. There's not a lot of people doing it, and that might be a niche that you could do. I mean, you'd be a great host for the show, obviously. You'd be a great host. You've done it before. You know how to do it. That might be something that you might want to look into.
Yeah, that's definitely like I would love. Like I personally like if I had the audience and I had like, well, I guess just like literally in both aspects, the audience to both have people show up for a tournament as well as get viewers, as well as like get viewership for a tournament. Like, that would be amazing. But like the issue is like what kind of sponsor, what kind of a company wants to sponsor a tournament with 16 people for like a 3-viewer Andy? That's like the unfortunate reality about small content creators. It's just it's unless you know like larger creators or like network with them, it's virtually impossible to really get your foot in through the door and building an audience as well as
Was your tournament free? Did you?
Yeah, it was
as a free. You did.
I think it was free. Yeah, we had a cash prizing, but even that, like I think, like only maybe like 12, 16 people showed up, and like it was still fun, but it was still like extremely limited in scope and what I really hoped for it to be. But that's just like
I think that kind of thing would really take a real big marketing approach from you to like really, and that's tough. It's tough to like you said, you got to get 2 things. You've got to get people to play, and you got to get people to watch.
Absolutely, it's it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Is my Spotify playing? No, it is.
You are playing 80s music in the background of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Do you guys have anything Yu-Gi-Oh related you like to collect?
What do you got, Jason? Mats. We've got a lot of mats.
That's fair.
We've got a lot of mats.
Yeah, other than cards, it's basically just mats.
Mats, yeah. What is that one mat that you got from the 100th YCS?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the tour guide mat.
Yeah.
Amazing mat.
Yeah,
it's actually
that's
really
a nice mat.
And the neat thing about that was that we haven't seen anybody else around this area with one. That was what, in Long Beach? So that
Long Beach.
Yeah.
that's out in your area.
Biggest YCS ever, I think.
It was like 4,000 some odd people.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that tells you how popular Yu-Gi-Oh was at that time. But yeah, mats. I think we collect mats, and that's probably about it. Yu-Gi-Oh related.
Fair enough. I think the only thing I collect that's like even like remotely standoutish is maybe like misprints. Like I love misprints.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was at a regional like looking through a trade binder and I saw a misprint. And I'm like, oh my god, like what is this? And, and the guy was like, oh, it's like a tester card. Like I did like my whole research thing, and like it eventually just spiraled into like this rabbit hole of me just spending like hundreds of dollars on misprints.
Misprint. What's your best misprint?
It's either my like the holographic tester card, like it's pretty like it's a like the black, yellow, cyan, magenta, like the 4 stripes, and maybe my Megaton promos, and maybe like my 2020 Megaton promos, like the Monster Reborn and the Regeki. They don't have names or any of the stamps or anything. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. But I spent like a lot of money on misprints.
Yeah, and now there's these collector's rares out there now, right? That are hundreds of dollars right out of the box. Yeah, that's
its own issue.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
It's how to make more money from a
True. Set. Gotta make it a literal lottery system for children. If you guys could own any one Yu-Gi-Oh related thing, and it could be anything, what would it be?
What's that new Blue Eyes thing that just came out?
Oh, the
$1,000.
That's what I want.
I think I was gonna buy that, and then what happened was that like I set up a bank transfer for my portfolio, and I didn't have $1,000 in my bank account to buy it, and I was like, oh wait, I have like $600. Shit. No.
But they were literally available for purchase, right? I mean, you could get one if you really wanted one, right?
Yeah, but
out that fast.
I think they sold out in America. They sold out pretty fast in America in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In Europe,
slower in Europe.
Yeah, Europe was its own thing.
Yeah, it looked like Farfa was able to get one pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, there was also the fact that they also like re-released, like quote unquote re-released, like the spare copies.
Yes.
That they had because of like sharp. I think people are trying to what's it called? Like people ordered more than one, and those orders got auto canceled.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's more or less what happened in that regard. What about you, Jason?
That was a pretty good answer from Pop, so I'm gonna have to double down on that.
That's fair. Me, I probably either own like maybe a giant card, or like the Blue Eyes is really nice, or maybe like that fabled like metal blackluster soldier card that like people say is like $10 million or something.
Is there a giant Mystic Mind card?
One day, maybe.
One day.
Can
you imagine? Go to a tournament and here it is. Attack of the Giant card. Get out of my way. I'm coming for you.
Just people will give you the win by default. Like, you have to have this.
I have to have it. Here's a few bucks. I have to have it.
Here's like... What else? What's some advice that you would give to like new Yu-Gi-Oh players?
Get out while you still can.
Just don't play. The game sucks.
It will literally suck you in and not let you go. That's the great thing about the game, Stevie. It's a tough club to get into, but once you're in, you're in. I can't tell you how many guys at locals that have sold their collection, sworn off the game, and here they come back 4 or 5 months later.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I borrow a deck? I just need to borrow a deck this week.
Please.
And then they've bought everything they sold, and they're right back. And the striker players are coming out of the woodwork, by the way. They left the game and they're back. Yeah.
My friend is literally in that exact same boat. Where he just like quit, and I was just like, yo, strikers engage is back. It's time.
And here's the other thing we've seen. Okay, as a part of those 30, around 30 guys that we'll have come play, maybe we've had 10 guys go off and play Digimon for a while, or Card Fight Vanguard for a while, or Dragon Ball Super for a while. Guess what? They always come back to Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like a cycle.
Yeah, they always come. And to me, it's a superior game. It's just the way it is. Digimon, come on. Come on.
For everyone. Yeah.
Come on.
Fuck Digimon. Yu-Gi-Oh's where it's at.
Come on.
Oh my god.
But seriously, it really is. It's just that kind of game that it's just always going to get you back in. They do a good job with it, and people are always going to come back to it. Now, I will say this, that you will notice that as you guys get older, and this is why there's not a whole lot of 30-year-olds playing the game, is you get the girlfriend, you get the boyfriend, and you're married, and you have the kids, and that's it. You don't have the time anymore, and I understand that. That's just the name of the game. That's life. So you're gonna come upon that as well. But if we've noticed what's happened at our locals the last 5 years, it's just a natural progression of things.
Yeah, definitely. Like people get lives, people have jobs. Like it sucks,
People get
but
lives. Yep.
that's just the unfortunate. That's just like the unfortunate reality of it, of just like responsibility versus like hobbies.
But one of the first things I'll tell people when they say, "Oh, I'm expecting with my wife and we're gonna have a kid," I say, "Well, you've got 12 years to get a Dragon Duel champion built."
You have 12 years to make the next Ryan Yu. Teach him teach him PSET while you still can.
And if you're having a daughter, even better. You need to have that daughter be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. We need more girls in Yu-Gi-Oh. There just aren't a lot, and I would like to see more girls playing the game, but unfortunately it's just not going to happen probably.
Jason, like when Jeff said like we need more girls playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I immediately just for some reason had a flashback to the Burger King Twitter post.
What was that one?
Oh no!
I can't believe they actually tweeted.
Oh, it's a very suspect. Is this even safe to discuss on Twitch? I guess it is.
I have no idea.
I guess it's safe to discuss for the context, but I guess like the worst. Okay, so Burger King wanted to set out like a campaign on like Women's Day for Oh, do you remember? Yeah,
I remember now.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Dieter.
It did not end well.
Definitely. I guess like that's literally every single question I had. Do you guys have anything that you want to say to like anyone, or just like ever? Yeah, just like you guys got the floor.
Tri-Brigade best deck of the format.
Oh my god. Deck is still good copium.
Yeah, and please take it easy on me, Sky Striker players. I don't want to see you.
Please leave my local immediately.
Please leave. But seriously, in all seriousness, Stevie, it was great to be on with you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Aww.
Okay, if I can tell you anything, just keep doing what you're doing. Have your streams. Keep it up, because we love watching you. I know Jason loves interacting with the people in your server and on your Twitch stream and all that. And it's so much fun to have that kind of audience, and you're doing great with it. Just keep doing it. It literally takes a break. You need that one break to really go from now to 10x of where you are, an exponential jump.
Yeah, definely.
Yeah,
there's
just keep trying to do things and see if you hit upon that magic little secret, and you're gonna do well, buddy.
All I'm saying is that if Twitch starts paying the Bezos money, we're going to Vegas. That's all I'm saying. We're going to Vegas with your clients' portfolios, and we're just gonna tell them that the stock market had a bad week. Don't worry about it. But yeah, if you guys have nothing else to say, then I think this is a pretty good place to call it. Thank you guys for coming on. I know it dragged on like a little bit, more than like the 1 hour I thought. It ended up taking like an hour 50. But
Hey,
yeah,
that tells you what a great time it was. That tells you.
That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, just generally cannot thank you guys enough. Do you guys even have any social media to even shout out?
No, we got nothing.
And invest. Go to Jeff's investment firm. That's as good as advice I can give.
There you go.
But yeah.
Coin will go back up, Copium.
Look, man, I could have been a millionaire. I could have owned like a 4-bedroom in like Texas. I would have been fine. But yeah, generally thank you guys so much. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.
All right.
Sure.
Bye bye.
See you, Stevie.
Have a great one.